I met my daughter when she was about 18 months. And bluntly, she did not like me at all. Period. I mean, there was a degree of hate. I interrupted her life because I took her away from her mother and best friend, Chris. And I could tell when I could measure her anger with me. She was the queen of pacifiers. I call it the princess of pacifiers. She'd have one in her mouth, one in each hand, and one in her hip pocket in her diaper like a 6-gun, and if one dropped, it was... So this is how I judge her. This is how I judge the anger and the measurement of it. I'd walk in their apartment, and there would be a slow sucking. It would be, that meant, all right, you're okay. If I dared grab Chris's hand, it would be, and the eyes. She had the beautiful, most beautiful round eyes. And if I dare kiss her, it was her head spinning and do I lie? It was my mama. She put her hand on her mommy's shoulder and said, Mama, we grew to love each other. Fall madly in love with each other. And well, no. But I gotta just get on that hate thing again. There was one time where we went out to dinner. We were waiting for our table. And she shows up with another man who we do not know and introduces her to Chris. She was trying to hook this lady up. Yes, she was in it, and she gave me the biggest wicked smirk. It was like, oh man. Anyway, here we go. As we grew in love with each other, she would call, I was Uncle Tim. As time went on, she would slip up and say, Daddy, Uncle Tim. And I would tell her, oh baby, you don't call me Daddy because I'm not married to your mom, and that was hard. And finally, got the courage, and I got a room at the Marriott, and I proposed to my wife. Thank God she said yes. And the first words out of our mouth was not love you this, we got to get Megan. And so Chris goes off, grabs Megan, and from what Chris told me, she said, Daddy and I are getting married. And she said, Tim and I are getting married. And she yelled, does that mean I can finally call him Dad? I'm sorry. I knew I was going to do this. I've been riding in my truck. I'm sitting there crying. I know so many guys, and some of you all have daughters. And I'm sitting there crying. I swear people are going, what the hell is that guy coming? I was thinking about this speech. So she comes, and I knew she was coming, and I could hear her coming down that hallway. And I said, I'm going to see my daddy. And that door burst open, and it was Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. And she just jumped up in my arms, and it was the best day of my life. I appreciate it. Enter Xavier Martin. 25 years later. This is also one of the best days of my life. But Javier is the son I never wanted. Why do I say that? Reading comments coming out of my poll. I didn't know this morning. It's like, I would hear things like, Mary, get your girl loosened up and go have a cocktail with your boys. I'm in the kitchen. Or Mary, what color panties are you wearing today? as we were coming down, Chris and I were going through our checklist of what we need to get, for the trip. And he walked by and he said, you got your feminine hygiene materials for your take. These are things that happen every weekend or whenever we say. Oh, I did forget one thing, and now I'm going to get over this real quick. But my mom, my sainted mother, Charlotte, she mistook his name for Harv for the first 3 months. So I want her to call him Harv for the rest of the week. I'm Mary. I could not be more pleased and happy with this young man coming in our life. I mean, I know that Chris and I, we talked about it, Chris and I were to just drop off the face of the